I don't think I'm going to be able to speak after this Liveathon for like a whole week, man.
But it's beautiful.
It is gorgeous. Yeah, it's really, really lovely.
Are you feeling all right?
Yeah, fine.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, really, really good.
So, are we on time? We're doing all right.
With
we
2
actually,
minutes.
Like, for me,
Smashed it.
Come on, right? Anyone who knows, I run everything. Overruns everything.
I've got my blanket. I think my trainers might come off shortly.
Yeah, I don't.
They might.
You know what? I've got my pajama
Slippers.
bottoms. I might go. I did bring my suit jacket. I thought I'll get my shirt on, get my jacket in for the afternoon. Man,
No, forget that.
I'll end up in my pants. No, maybe I won't do that. That's not. This sounds my passion.
Yes, well, you did say.
Yeah, I did
say it.
Okay, right. Let's dive in for next guests. I'm excited.
I've got no list now, Alex.
I'm not sure whether these two have ever been invited to speak together. This is a first. Only on a wedding day. Can we introduce to the couches, Francesca and Michael Moriarty? Choose your friend.
Hello. You all right?
Yeah, good. You?
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Good.
Get involved.
Oh, we have a couple.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Lovely. Love that
Yeah,
for
well, I've got
us.
Christine on later though. Don't
Have
go
you
too
got
hard. Don't go too hard. That's at like 10:30 or something. That's me like. Yeah, don't go hard.
When you're bushed, yeah, I'm not leaving. I'll be here.
Did you have you heard much of today? Have you guys heard much of today, or did you hear?
Yeah, I've clocked in throughout the day. I saw you break earlier.
Oh mate, Lewis.
Yeah, he hit me as well. It's been really good. It's just been so inspirational. You know, I know people are coming representing companies like myself at the same time. It's just so nice to talk openly.
Yeah,
2 sofas, and I'm sure Francesca's gonna.
I don't think Francesca's the type to hold much back.
She doesn't.
No.
Oh, lovely.
I'm excited.
To me, love.
When I texted her, I said it's got to be with Fran.
I know too, right? But at the end of the day, her platform's bigger than mine in the sense of what she's doing in the community.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So it makes sense for her. Absolutely makes sense for her.
So do we start? Should we start there then? Do you want to introduce yourself, and you can introduce Michael? So don't let him speak. Yeah. You introduce yourself.
Get off the couch. I'll just do it.
Exactly. But then segueing into the amazing projects I've been following it along. What you're doing for both for your family, but the extension of that in your community.
Okay, so my name's Francesca, and this is my husband Michael. We have been together since we were 17. We've been together like 14 years now, long time.
We're 31, believe it or not. I know I look old. Francesca still looks 17.
We should have done a poll. I guess how old Michael is. That would have been good.
I think I would have gone for 31.
So we've been married for about 7 years now. We've got 2 children together, 2 daughters, double trouble for sure. The sass on them kids.
I see it on the stories.
So young as well. And our second born daughter, Shania, was born with a post-birth diagnosis of Down syndrome, which we didn't know. We had a bit of a complicated pregnancy, and we had 12 scans. We did the blood test that you have at 12 weeks that gives you like your chance of certain diagnoses. It came back 1 in 50,000 for Down syndrome, so not something that we expected. And she was born almost diagnosed on the spot. It was very, like, the way that it was dealt with wasn't professional in any sense. And it sort of hit us really, really hard. I think it hit Michael like that straight away, and he just went. And I was like, okay, it's fine. And I carried on doing that the whole time. Maybe got a little bit passive aggressive towards the end of the week, but I was okay. And then when we got home, not told you, when we got home,
fierce ladies on the couch there. I'm loving it.
roles reversed a bit, and I kind of melted because that's my safe place, that's my home. And I hadn't seen my other daughter for 5 days, which I had never left her that long. And I think it all just kind of came that way, if you like. So we were dealing with that as a family, going through that. Then when Shania was about 3 or 4 months old, I realised that I turned into a hermit and I hadn't left the house. And I was like, come on, you've got to, pull yourself together. And we'd had a few little negative comments from family, friends, professionals. And I don't think that anything was malicious or nasty. I think people just don't know what to say and they don't think before they speak. So things like, that's so sad. Oh, she's almost perfect.
Oh, wow.
This came from like doctors.
I know she had a doctor's appointment at 3 weeks old, and one of the doctors, who's a paediatrician, works with children, said to me, "Oh, has your other daughter got Down syndrome, or is she normal?" Yeah. The midwife, I had a midwife. So Shania was 4 hours old, and I'm holding her on the bed, and I'd given birth to Shania naturally, which Rosanna, my first daughter, was a C-section. So I was like, come on, I've done it. Like, at the same time, like, people hype me up. Look what I've just done. And everyone was kind of like sad little Solomons, like tiptoeing around me. And I'd like had a shower, fake tanned. I was like feeling quite good. And this midwife came in. Michael was on his walk around the car park, I think. And she said, "Oh, I've just looked at your pregnancy notes." And I said, "Oh, yeah." And she said, "Oh, I saw you had like a lot of bleeding in the beginning." I said, "Yeah." And she said, "That's probably your body's way of telling you something was wrong with it."
With it.
And I'm holding my daughter who's 4 hours old. Needless to say, I went to town. But it's people like that just don't think and make those comments. And I think I let that get to me in the beginning. Your hormones, if anyone's ever had a baby in here, your hormones turn you into a psychopath for that first bit.
Right there. I've been knocking someone out.
So I pulled myself together, and I was like, right, we're going to go to a couple of baby groups. So I went to a few, and then I went to it was the third or fourth one I went to, and it was literally a baby group, any baby. And the lady that was running it, it was like a singing baby massagey group, and she said to me, "Oh, she's too disabled to join in to this group." In front of everyone, like everyone sat in a circle, and I, at the time, because I'm quite like my go-to emotion is aggression, like that's just me naturally. Thanks, Dad. But I didn't. I just collapsed and I just cried. And I got home and I cried for a couple of days. And Michael was great and comforted me and was like, "Don't worry, like it'll be fine. Just don't go back there." And I laid there and I thought, "Don't go back there. Yeah. She's just a kid. Do you know what I mean? Like she's got Down syndrome. It's part of her. It's not who she is." And I just thought, no, I'm not having it. And then I thought, there's nothing. I started researching in our local area about what SEND groups there are. There wasn't a lot, especially before the 0 to 5 age range. So I thought, well, I'm just going to make my own, and I did. And now I support, I think I've got 88 families that I support now.
Come on, Em.
They're amazing. They are absolutely amazing. They have a whole range of diagnoses in there. We've got some children with really rare genetic conditions. Little girl, there's like 1 in 11 in the world. Little boy is 1 of 8. We've also got autism, ADHD, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome. All these kids are aged between 0 and 8 at the moment. So we have little buds, which is 0 to 5, and bigger buds, which is 5 to 8.
That's cute.
And we get together, we have stay and plays where they can just come be them. I think a lot of parents worry about the judgment. They think, oh, what about if they have a meltdown, or, they don't understand this or that. And honestly, no one bats an eyelid, and that's the nicest thing. You know what it's like yourself when you've got children, you're in Tesco's, whether they've got a diagnosis, whether they're neurotypical, they start having a moment. You can feel people start to look at you. And I think especially when you have a diagnosis such as like Down syndrome, where it's a physical thing that you can see, people look and stare and make those judgments. But then the other families have the other back of that, where their child has autism or ADHD, and you can't necessarily see it. So then people are looking at them thinking, oh, control your child. Why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they doing that? And I think that's the thing about Little Buds. It's just that safe place. It doesn't matter whether you're having a good, bad, ugly day. You can just come, be yourself. There's a safe place for you. If you need a minute, just leave your kids there. Like, we've got them, and all the families trust each other implicitly, which is so nice. We do loads of stuff. We've done a lot of fundraising. Last year we raised £6,500, and we sent the kids to therapeutic horse riding. We did music therapy. We sent them to Sensory Magic in Biggleswade, which is like a great sensory room. We did a huge fundraiser, which was so fun. We've done so many things for them that parents like me, the scared parent who's hermiting on that first 3 months of life, that wouldn't go out and take their child to Safari Stu's group to meet a skunk and a spider because you're worried that other parents are going to look at you and judge you. You can just come and do that, and be part of something amazing. We've got a WhatsApp group which is constantly going off. But it's great because people can put on there and say, I need help with this. Has anyone got experience with this? Or has anyone had this person? And everyone mucks in and helps each other. And that's the really, really nice thing, is that constant support for a community that can feel super isolating at times. You feel like you're the only person going through it and taking not just the special needs, but the health needs that come with it. You know, there's so much that goes on for these kids that a typical parent wouldn't necessarily know about and be able to empathise with and get on the same level. I've got friends that don't have children with SEND needs, and I'll talk to them about something. I go, oh yeah, I know what you mean. I think no, you don't, hun.
Yeah.
No, but you can't expect them to, unless you're living it. You don't know. So yeah, it's a great place. Great place.
Wow.
What? Like, wow. You see something is missing, you fill the gap, right? And you mentioned a second ago about, like, you know, go to the supermarket. If you've ever had children go to the supermarket, any child that's crying, regardless of their any needs, regardless, people judge.
Yeah.
Full stop. I've had to abandon my shopping because my daughter was throwing a wobbler. She has no additional needs whatsoever, but she was screaming, and the girl can scream. She's 16, she can still scream now. But people were staring at me so much so I had to leave my shopping and walk out because of the intense scrutiny about a child crying. Because that's what a child cries.
The judgment, yeah.
So having that intersection of something else on top of that, which is layered, causing way more kind of scrutiny. Do you know what I mean? Which then causes you as a parent to look at all of this and see what's missing, and then to create a space where none of that matters.
Yeah.
It's just an absolute gift.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
it
it's
sounds
really,
beautiful.
really cool. And we don't just focus on the kids, we do parent stuff as well. We've got a therapist that comes in and does group therapy for free, which is amazing because obviously private therapy is expensive. NHS list, as it was mentioned
long.
previously, they're long. And we do, like, we've got parent pottery session coming up, so it's fun and it's lighthearted, and people, you've made, me included, like lifelong friends. We've got a men's only therapy session because men don't want to talk in front of women about their feelings, Michael told me, so I had to get a men only session.
We've been talking about that today. Yeah, absolutely.
We're totally safe for that conversation.
We're
No
tight
issue.
for that.
What's interesting here, thank you, Claire, bless you.
Thanks,
yeah, much
Claire.
love, thank you. What's interesting here is one of my mentors would call you the same he called me. You're an angry lover. You love your community and you're angry enough to do something about it.
Yeah.
And then that, what we're seeing there is a catalyst, just like, wow, I'm so there for it. But what's frustrating, I'm still hanging on to, is that you can't go to the very place that you think you would go to for safety and advice because of the way that you were treated there. And I find that disgraceful. I don't want to stay there.
That's only because what we have is an expectation on people in positions of power to do better.
No, I know.
What we don't recognise, or what we don't have enough onus on, is that they are human beings.
Yeah.
And that's why when people go, oh, they were a doctor, you're like, so?
Yeah.
They're a doctor, they've gone through qualification. It doesn't tell you anything about their character. Do you know what I mean? They're still a complete a-hole, excuse my language. But do you know what I mean? Just because you are a this, or it doesn't put you above anybody else by way of how you should, you expect more. Yeah. But unfortunately, you're often disappointed, which is why when we hear things like that, you go, oh my God, as if they should know better. And to a certain extent, they kind of should, because you'd expect them to have
Training
an
and
extra
communication.
level of training above how to be non-judgmental, how to be, do you know what I mean? But they don't. They're human beings. Some of them are complete arseholes.
And I don't want to stay there. That's not where we should be, because what you've done is absolutely brilliant. It should be celebrated, and it's exciting. Well done. It's exciting. I think this is wonderful. I think this is exactly what we want to see in our communities, where people. I think we're going to see a lot more of this sort of thing in the kind of homeschooling space as well. My sister's been homeschooling for a couple of years because one of her twins couldn't get on in the current education system, and people get together, and the community aspect is beautiful. What you're doing is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, well done. It's great.
So how are you feeling, mate?
I'm proud.
I bet you. I knew that was the first word that come out of your mouth, and damn right too.
And it's too right, but it's Francesca makes such a big thing sound smaller, because she's so talented at what she does. She's got a background in SEN and everything else as well. So Shania was born into the right family in the sense that she had Francesca as a mum, and honestly, she's smashed out of the park. What she's doing with these other families is beyond expected. She's not paid to do what she's doing. She's doing it out of goodwill and the love in her heart. And so, I'm super proud, always have been, of her.
Sounds like your neighbours also moved to the right place. It's not just born into the right family. This is placemaking right there.
So can I ask, like, with the because you just talked about you're not getting paid for it. Like, is it a business? Have you set it up as a business, or is it a?
No, it's a Facebook group.
So cool.
It's a Facebook group that I just made and
funding.
And then
let's have a conversation about that.
So we started. There's a lady that runs a space called the Happy Mama Hub, which is where I run like the stay and plays and things like that. And she offers us the space and the use of some of the equipment, and then because of the fundraising, I've been able to get more specialised equipment for the families. It's also great because a lot of them, where it's so much money for, it's a little bit like a wedding. Put wedding in front of something, it goes up $2,000. It's exactly the same as special needs. And so it gives the families that opportunity to try the equipment, take it home, try it, and then think, right, okay, do I want to commit to buying it? So we do that, but we get out, we've got partnerships now with like different soft plays in the area. St Ives Library we get into now, so we do centre-only little bud sessions in St Ives Library once a month. So we're trying to get out everywhere like as much as we can. We've got a WhatsApp group, a Facebook group, and an Instagram account. My plan this year was possibly to turn Little Buds into maybe a company or something like that. We've had a little bit of a spanner in the works, so that's kind of set back for us because we've got other things we need to focus on as a family. But it was something that I'd definitely like to pursue in the future. I think that there's definitely a need there in the community.
So Danielle set up probably one of the UK's first CICs.
It was, 15 years ago.
See, that's the thing. Is I work in HR, I work in business and everything, but we have no idea about any of this. And there's no support. And at the end of the day, we have a daughter with additional needs and another daughter who's going on 16 at the age of 5. We don't have the sense.
That's a spirit. Love
that.
We've been told by several people, or you've been told by several people now to set up a kick and do it like this, but we just don't know where to start.
We got you.
Yes,
we have
absolutely.
A conversation.
For sure. And actually, there's quite a lot of narrative that says to people, and I believe this 100%, that not every hobby should be something you turn into a business, right? I agree. You shouldn't commodify everything you like doing. Agreed. Like Alex was talking about, if he was following his passions, he'd be playing his computer games in his pants. That should not be a business under any circumstances.
I'm not even any good. Ollie smashed me on FIFA. He humbled me hard, actually.
But when you're doing something that has benefit to a demographic of the community, which releases funds and pressure on an infrastructure that should be providing that in the first place, then that should be a benefit for you, categorically. And when you run these things like as pilots out of the goodness of your heart, because it's something that you feel that was missing and therefore you filled it, what you've got in these 2 years you've been running it, is it 2 years?
Coming up, it'll be 3 in April, What you've got, which is something that absolutely categorically will catapult it, is impact. You've already proven impact, you've proven that there's a gap, you've proven that there is need, and then it's all about packaging that up with the help of Alex, and I'm certainly around. I'm going to be really busy after this, and
I know this is what happens, isn't it?
This really happens.
Well, we one way or the other, we got you.
Absolutely, because it has to happen. You've already proven the need. It's brilliant. Absolutely phenomenal. Well done.
And it comes straight back down to that word community. If you build anything from a community base, it's what we always say, just do that stuff. This is why the Citizen Hub, the Wellbeing Wednesday, what we're trying to do is actually, it's more of this.
Yes.
When Debs and Grace are talking about all these different things we'll be doing in here, all these different groups coming in, we've got young carers coming in, we've got free school breakfast clubs, we've got this counselling stuff going on. Hopefully, what we want to see is more of you coming through that we can give a sandbox to, safety, with that support, and go, right, Bosh, that works, good. We'll help, we'll set you up, we'll go.
And with this infrastructure in mind, what I see happen in the future, and I'm going to be long gone before this ever happens, because I think there is an element of just stubborn naivety in our services. But we had Ian on earlier on, an MP, that if you I don't see that the school education system has got a leg to stand on in the future. I really don't. I think it's just going to be broken down multiple times to community-led initiatives and in regards to what kids need. Not just neurotypical children, but children with additional needs, like outside of school education now. If you are a child with educational needs, it's outside of the norm, right? It doesn't operate in the norm. Who operates in the norm? Do you know what I mean? Like, who? Don't get me started. Sorry, Rachel.
We're doing all right. We're doing all right.
Oh, move away from school. But these
We're
initiatives,
all
these
of a shared opinion
things,
here. I know that.
if there's more of these and more things,
This is what we need.
that's options, right?
It's
For more
it's
people.
the reaction that this country needs.
Yes.
We went from
Tear
let's
it
roll
down.
out maths, let's roll out multi-academy trusts across the country, which was the narrative of the previous government. And then you lose that locality, you lose that decentralised, the local relevance. Not just in what they're learning, by the way, in the people that are teaching it, in things that they're passionate about in the area, and the facilities.
Yeah.
And we've got all these fences. It's like they've got buy one get one free on fences.
Yeah.
on every school. I go around the country travelling this place, and I see schools all over, and they've all got massive fences around it. They're prisons.
Yeah, they're locked.
Sorry, they're prisons. I don't mind saying it. Right?
I don't mind.
We're here for it, but I do agree. I do, and I think it will happen in our lives.
I hope so.
Because we've got people like this,
it's happening, yeah,
and we just got
exactly.
to get the right infrastructure and the right social capital and support around people. Because I know I do follow you on Insta. I'm a bit of a fan. I think what you do is amazing. I genuinely, just brilliant. But this is the first time we've actually sat down and had a conversation
in real life. Yeah.
But can you imagine hundreds people, because they exist.
Exactly.
I see them everywhere.
Yeah.
But we've got to connect them up properly, and that's we can at the very least help out on this occasion for
sure.
some structure stuff.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's brilliant.
Oh, this is lovely, isn't it? And so what is the most exciting thing for you? Like, what did you learn through that gives you the hope that you can do? Because you didn't seem fazed by any of what you said, by the way, which was really interesting.
Yeah, I think I've just got that kind of personality where I'm like, well, I just need to do the next step now, and I just see it as that. That's just very me. I'm a list person. I make a list, I cross things off the list, I make another list, and I do the same thing. That's how I live day to day.
Lists on lists.
Michael's on my list. On a day, I'm like, Michael needs to do this, that.
With a naughty list.
Yeah,
that's it.
With my girls, I am, yeah.
Always.
I think you are in trouble. I think you'll be well looked after.
I think the biggest thing for me is that as a person, I need to feel achievement in myself, and it doesn't have to be anything big. It can be like put a load of washing on and tick it off. That makes me feel like I've achieved something in a day. What I've had to teach myself through being a parent and also through running Little Buds is if you don't achieve it on that day, you don't need to punish yourself about it. Right. You have to just move it a day or move it a week. And that's all right if that doesn't get done. And that idea to prioritise. I think I said to one of my mums a couple of weeks ago, said to me, if I'm not functioning at 100%, how can I give my child 100%? I said, because if you feel 10% in yourself and you're giving that 10%, then you are giving 100% of yourself. Right. And then I thought, you need to listen to that too.
For yourself, that
yeah. And I think you're your own worst critic, aren't you? If someone came in and went, oh, you've put on some weight, and then someone else came in and went, oh, you're looking really good, you'd 100% go away thinking about the negative comment more. And we do that to ourselves all the time. I'm my worst person to do that. Michael always looks at me like, are you okay? And I'm like, but it's just how you see yourself, isn't it? And it's just learning to step back from that and also know that I've got two little kids looking at me. When they grow up, like Rosanna, I say to her, oh, you're so beautiful. She's like, I know.
I love that.
But I want her to be like that when she's 18 and 28 and 38, and I don't want her to, whether it's how she looks or how she is in herself, I want her to know that she's enough, and I think I've had to teach myself that it's enough for me, even if I can't fulfil everything on that list that day. That's enough.
Yeah, Debs is all over that.
Thank you.
Debs is all over that.
But also, I would like to make a shout out to the husband here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd like to give you a shout. No, because what has to happen, and I know this from experience, right? I couldn't have done anything in terms of growing my business. I had a 5-month-old, a 20-month-old, 24-month-old, and I set my business up.
You crazy.
What? I did what I needed to do because there was a gap at the time. But I couldn't have done it without the support of my husband at the time.
100%.
Who was saying to me, go for it. We're all right. Financially, we're okay. We don't need you to kind of go out and get a job immediately. It's fine. And I'll support you with what it is you need to do while you're doing it. And we'll work around it. So with your initiative, mine was paediatrics, so I could take my kids with me.
Yeah.
So when I was teaching other people first aid, my kids were in the same creche that the parents are in. So I built it around my family needs. But a big shout to my husband, Doug, who's probably going to come in with my teenage kids. When my kids get here, shh. I haven't mentioned anything about them today. All right, you got
mate. Ooh, you're in trouble.
I'm like, hi kids. They're like,
You're
all
in
right, Mum, have you been
trouble.
watching? I'm in trouble.
Luckily, there's like 24 hours of recording to go through. They're never going to sit
They're never
through
going to
that.
find it. But I couldn't have done it
Yeah.
without him. I couldn't have done it without the family to be able to be there. So massive shout out to the husbands
Yeah.
who are behind the
But
women.
also the advocacy. So, well, I only know about this because you told me.
Yeah.
I only know that this was a conversation, and I was hooked. And we had a conversation. I remember having a chat with you about this, and I've been hooked on it.
Yeah.
So it's the advocacy, it's space, like you say, it's that safety to say, go for it, you can do it.
Me and Michael, like, he is the best. Like I know, like I know, I'm not saying it because he's sat there, but we've been best friends since we were 12, and then. He eventually wore me down, and we got together when we were 17.
So my husband says about me.
and then, well, obviously been married since. But Michael is not just my husband; he's my best friend, and he sees all the wobbles, and we lean on each other. I'm a massive advocate for show your feelings, but it's not always easy to do that.
Yeah.
But with each other, it is, which is really nice. We're each other's safe place. And that home, and I wouldn't be able to do what I've been able to do if I didn't have Michael there in my corner. And in the same sense, it's impacted how you work, I think, having Shania and being part of Little Buds by bringing a SEND community into Mick George, working through Spring Common and giving them those opportunities, like the messages that you've also had from parents and the Spring Common community is amazing.
Yeah. I'll be quick just because I wanted you to be on the stage today for exactly what you've done, is in spreading your message and everything else. But you are right, Shania. We talk about inclusion in workplace and everything else, and let's be honest, inclusion is always based on your gender, your
protected
nationality.
characteristics.
Exactly, and it misses out so many different areas, and I didn't realise that until Shania was born. And when Shania was born, and I went into what felt like mourning for about 9 months of the sort of future you expect you're going to have, and then everything just changes. I realised that there's this huge gap in inclusion, and that's across majority of workplaces in the UK. And the gaps it's missing is disabilities, NEET, and prison leavers. And so, Shania gave me the stepping stone to really sort of give me a kick up the arse to go, well, what am I going to do about it? Because I want Shania, when she's older, to be independent, be accepted in every single workplace with no judgment. And so the first person I looked at was myself, and my role at Mick George was fortunate enough to say I can control that. So we introduced work experience with about 20 in total students with additional needs over the last 3 years, and we roll that out through the entire academic year now. So we have different students coming in from Spring Common, which is amazing. We've employed God knows how many people out of prisons now, and given them a second opportunity and a lot of the time a first opportunity to sort of show their true selves with us. And then working with Alex and other different groups, we've also sort of delved into those classed as NEAT and sort of give them the opportunity, because we're non-judgmental in that manner, and we will give everybody and anybody the opportunity to grow and to shine if that's what they want. And I do honestly say that's all thanks to Shania. And when Shania was born and the doctor turned around and said, "Here's your daughter, did you know she had Down syndrome?" And I went, what? That was crash. And now sort of I look at myself back then, I think, why did I act like that? Because Shania has such a positive impact on every single person she meets. And she's only 3. So if she was here today, she would make everybody smile.
Yeah, only because she's feral and she's
She
pulling everything down.
She is. Everything here would be destroyed. Yeah,
Rosanna, our oldest daughter, calls Shania feral beryl.
Is that right?
Yeah, 100% she does.
I love that.
But she has such a positive impact, and because of Shania, she's had such a positive impact on you and I, in the sense of what we've achieved and what we're going to continue to grow.
And Rosanna, because I feel like for us it was important that Rosanna never feels significant and above Shania. They are equal and they are the same, even though that's not. I mean, I know we need to go. This is important message, though.
Please.
In the UK,
I don't dare say no, quite frankly.
I don't know. No, I'm just going to carry on. In the UK, and this is a bit like kind of a fact, but it's a fact.
Yeah, we're here.
In the UK, it is legal to abort a baby with Down syndrome up to the age of 40 weeks. So that's 40. It's legal, yeah. It's gone to court, as a petition and all the rest of it to say, no, that's not okay. Everyone else in the UK, unless you have an exceptional circumstance or Down syndrome, it's 40 weeks. Now, Shania was born at 37 weeks and 1 day. If I show you a picture of her, oh my God, she was like a little doll. She was so cute. But, basically 3 weeks after that, if I wanted to, I could have had an abortion if they had known. And we've got friends live in St. Neots actually that their children have Down syndrome, and we've connected through the Down syndrome community. That they knew that their baby had Down syndrome during pregnancy, and they were offered like up to 8 abortions all the way up till the last appointment at like 38 weeks.
Oh, proactively?
Yeah. By the NHS staff. Now, this is a legal thing that's happening in the UK. So in my eyes, we've got that battle for the rest of our lives where we almost have to not prove, but we're like, our daughters are equal.
Justify her,
they are, exactly. They're equal. It doesn't matter if one has Down syndrome and one's neurotypical. They are the same. And I think Rosanna she's 5. She's the sassiest little thing. Honestly, you could get her on here, and
I see her on your Insta.
Oh,
there, which made me smile. Honestly, beautiful.
But she will walk into a room, and much like any child, she didn't see any difference. When I've got kids that come in little buds with oxygen tanks, feeding tubes, wheelchairs. Some can walk, some can't walk, some can't talk, and some can. And she don't see any difference. And a lot of the siblings are like that, little buds. They just walk in, they treat them like kids. Yeah. And I think that is the biggest thing that we can do is actually not teach neurotypical children, not teach children with a diagnosis, this is how to integrate into society. But it's actually teach neurotypical people. Everyone is equal, and you just treat everyone with the same respect. And I think that's something, as us as parents, we can be proud of. That our daughter is that she's brilliant.
Yeah, he's spot on.
Literally.
I couldn't even add it to if I tried, because you're spot on.
Key to world peace, that is, mate. Teach people to just,
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway, sorry.
Well, to the two of you, honestly, bless you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you
give
for
me a
having
round of
us.
applause.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm fired up now. That's all I need. Who needs caffeine? Who needs caffeine? Can you stay for the next 7 hours? Appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much.
Lovely to meet you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
We've got a little citizen lounge being set up, WhatsApp group for all the speakers, so we'll follow up. I promise you, we'll get.
Yeah, we'll put some information in there.
We've got this bless your heart. Thank you for your support as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you very much.
Lovely to meet you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I look forward